and zoom you guys in. That is too much. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking yet another video, and welcome if you're new. My name is Teddy G, and this channel is all about me taking you guys along for the journey with me as I build this clothing brand. Guys, I'd like to apologize in advance for my lack of voice. It's actually coming back. I had no voice over the weekend. I don't know where it went. It just went. So sorry, but I had to film. I had to get some content out for this Wednesday. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about our pop-up on Oxford Street, London, and just going through like what we did, how much we made, and all that good stuff. So let's get into this video. So on the 6th of November 2021, we hosted our very first pop-up on Oxford Street, London. Now, we have done previous pop-ups, but they have been part of events. So this was our first pop-up where it was just us, relying on just us and trying to get people in just on us, if that makes sense. So we managed to actually make just under £4,000 in one day. I'm going to pop up the thingy from Shopify on the screen here. So you will see on the 6th of November, we made, I think it was something like 3,700 or 3,800, which in US dollars is, hey Siri. Oh, not you. So my computer answered. I don't think I have Siri set up on this phone. What is 3,800 in okay.
I think you're pretty great too.
Thank you. So in dollars, that is 5,000 US dollars in one day, which was absolutely insane. So it wasn't just a thing of we like popped up and, you know, started making the money, you know. There was a lot that went into this pop-up, and I was quite honestly stressed. So I'm going to take you back to the start as to how we decided to do the pop-up in the first place. So I was just sitting, chilling in the office, and I was like to Bethel, like, we're going to do a pop-up. We're going to do this pop-up because I wanted to launch online, but I was like, no, that's not enough. We need to make it a celebration. So I decided that, yeah, we're going to do this pop-up, and we started looking for locations, and we were trying to find the best location that we could have for the pop-up that had a very good footfall. From previous experience, we knew that footfall was going to be extremely important in order for us to get sales that day, and because we're only going to be popping up for a day, we needed to make sure the footfall was going to be high. So of course, you know, Oxford Street was a no-brainer. But before we even decided to do it on Oxford Street, we had searched loads of different locations, and it was actually a toss-up between two locations. There was one in Soho, and then there was the Oxford Street one. So we were deciding which one to go for. The one in Soho was a lot smaller, and we thought, you know, it'll be less pressure on us to, you know, fill out the space and make it look like it was busy, because I was so scared that nobody was actually going to come. So I was keen on going for the Soho place because it was smaller, it would look busier. But then when we found the Oxford Street place to be actually cheaper and bigger and just more matching to our vibe, our brand, it was like, no, we have to go for that space, and we basically have to do everything in our power to make sure that we're able to like fill out the space so it looks like a proper shop. And also it was things like even the checkout desk, which I'm going to get into in a sec, because there was so much we had to do to make sure that we were able to actually fill out the space. So the space that we actually used gets booked up so quickly. So we were very fortunate to actually manage to get the space on the date that we wanted to get it. And we actually initially found, well, it was Bethel actually, she initially found this space on storefront.com. So if you watch my previous video about pop-ups, Storefront is a platform that I suggested that you look at to look for pop-up locations. So we found that location on Storefront, but then we actually contacted them directly instead of going through Storefront, because, you know, they have like fees and stuff. So that was beneficial to us, and we were able to get the space for a decent price. I'm not going to say specifically how much it cost, just in case they don't want me to talk about that, but it was just under £1,000. You know, I like to be like transparent as possible on this channel, but it is a space that we want to use going forward for other pop-ups, so I don't want to kind of like destroy that relationship that I have with them already. So that's why I don't want to be too specific, but yeah, it was just under £1,000 for the space for the day, which was expensive. I'm not going to sit here and say that that was cheap. It was expensive. So we needed to make sure that we recoup that money back in sales, which of course we did, and try and make a profit on top whilst also getting the exposure that we wanted. And you know, we had contingency plans in place just in case we didn't cover the cost. We said we'd write it off as a marketing cost, not as a cost of sales. So we had that in place just in case, so that we were like, yeah, okay, boom, we're gonna go for this space. Also on the day we wanted to sell drinks, so we had to apply to Westminster Council in order to get a TEN license, which is a temporary event notice, in order to sell alcohol on the premises as well. And there were like rules in place that alcohol was not allowed to go outside the premises and all these kind of stuff. So we done that was approved, and happy days. Those are more like the quote-unquote boring sides of things, like the things that we had to put in place. But the more fun side of things was, you know, the decorative things. So one of the main things that we had to build was the checkout desk. Now, like I said, it was quite a vast space, so we needed to work out a way to fill it out. Luckily, I have like this shelving in my office whereby I was like, you know what, that's gonna work. So what we did was we bought MDF from B&Q. They cut it down to the size that we wanted it to be, and then I got my friend to drill it into the shelving. We had already covered it with wallpaper, and it just looked so good. We're really, really proud of it, because when we were looking at pop-up locations, we also went to look at shops to see whether we could get some design ideas, and we were actually inspired by Flannels London, which is an absolutely beautiful shop. Like, I love it. So when we were trying to find things to fit out our store, we always had Flannels London in mind, which is where we got the idea of making these panels. So we got these large, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but large wooden panels, and we covered them with wallpaper. So we've got two. We covered them with wallpaper just to try and fill out the space a little bit more. We also got mannequins from one mannequin called Chilango from Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace quickly became my best friend, because a lot of the things that we got for our pop-up were actually from Facebook Marketplace. So I got two rugs from Facebook Marketplace. One gorgeous massive rug, which I couldn't believe the price that I got it for. I think it was like £30 or something, and it was just absolutely perfect for the space. We got another rug as well, which was from Wayfair, but we got it from Facebook Marketplace. We got this glass table. I'm going to try and insert clips so that you can actually see these things. We got this glass table again from Facebook Marketplace, and then we got a whole bunch of plants which were actually lent to us from my cousin who works in film. So we're very fortunate. So that was our main decorative bit, and in the space they provided us with two large rails, and we also went down with one of our rails, and we also had to get some custom hangers as well. So I ordered some black hangers from eBay, and we used our silhouette cutter to just put our logo onto the hangers. I'll show you one of the hangers now. So these are the hangers that we got, and we just basically printed our logo and just stuck it onto the hangers so that it looks all good and custom and stuff. Unfortunately, our boxes didn't actually come on time, so we couldn't use those, but we ordered some bags from Shopping Bags Direct, and there were these like navy blue glossy type bags. Let me go and find one for you guys to show you. So these are the bags that we were using to give to customers, and we were also using some orange tissue paper and stickers to like wrap it up and make sure that it's all pretty and that. We wanted to make sure that the shopping experience was an experience. So also on the day we had a DJ. We had my friend DJ Jiro that was on the decks for the majority of the night. Also my brother's a DJ, well, he's not a DJ, but he can DJ. So he was DJing as well, along with his friend as well, that were DJing on the day. So we were playing Amapiano music for the majority of for the whole day we were playing Amapiano, and it was just a vibe. Some people were coming in literally because they heard Amapiano on Oxford Street, and they were thinking, where is this Amapiano music coming from? And they had to come into the shop and see. Then when they saw the stuff, they were intrigued. They followed us. They bought a drink, or they bought an item. It was just a vibe. Like, playing that music, having a DJ was a way to attract people into the store as well. Although it was a little bit of a hit and miss, because some people thought it was a private event, so they were a bit wary of coming in, and then some people came in because of the music. So yeah, we had quite a lot of foot traffic coming in and out of the store throughout the day. There were some quiet times, of course, and there were some busier times. It got more and more busy towards the end of the day. And like I mentioned, in a few I didn't mention it actually. We actually managed to sell out of our Naya Accru oversized t-shirt, which was absolutely amazing. We almost sold out of the black one as well, which was absolutely amazing. And then some of the other stuff sold quite well as well. I didn't really have a target in mind, but what we managed to achieve was absolutely insane. Like, I've never made that much money in a day in my life ever. In terms of getting people to the pop-up marketing, I do feel like I could have done better in terms of marketing the pop-up to people, but there was a lot going on, to be honest. Like, there was a lot of prep. I was very stressed. I had to go to Italy to collect some things because they weren't going to come on time. I had to find an English UK manufacturer to manufacture the Kai sets because they weren't going to be done on time. And it was actually a blessing to find this UK manufacturer, because we're actually thinking of moving certain things to UK manufacturing with this company because they're close by and they're able to give us the kind of turnaround that we need. For example, the Naya Accru, which is sold out. We source that fabric in this country. So it kind of doesn't really make sense for me to ship the fabric to Italy to then get it shipped back here, and it costs a lot. So we are considering moving the manufacturing of our t-shirt to the UK and also our silk sets in the UK, but everything else is going to be made in Italy. So our branding and stuff, yeah, we were made in Italy, which we are still. The majority of the stuff is still made in Italy, but some of the things are going to be made in London, and the manufacturer is really, really good and he's lovely as well. But anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. We're supposed to be talking about the pop-up here. I was super, super stressed, which meant that I don't feel like I marketed the pop-up as well as I wanted to market it, and with enough time behind it as well. So we sent out email campaigns to the people on our email list. We done Instagram posts. I didn't even do like a paid ad, which I was considering doing for the pop-up. I reached out to quite a few like influencer people on Instagram and none of them came. It is what it is. I thought at least one would come, maybe one did, I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, none of them came, which was kind of upsetting. But anyway, it is what it is. I reached out to press, like I tried to do like a press release. None of them got back to me either, which was great. But I feel like it's important for me to sit down and talk to you guys about the things that went right and the things that didn't go so right. So press release, waste of my time. Influencers, waste of my time. But we still had a really good turnout anyway. And it's all about the customers. They are the most important people. They're the MVPs of the brand. I'm trying to think what else, because I'm winging this video. Usually I write notes, but I thought let me just sit down and film and just talk to you about the day in a free, unfiltered kind of way. Some of the things that I would improve when it comes to the pop-up, when you do these sort of things, it's always good to sit down and reflect. But before I get onto that, I want to talk about how we were processing payments. Shara, the store, is hosted on Shopify. So I got a Shopify card reader, which was really, really useful, because before in my other pop-ups, I've always used the PayPal reader. Then I've had to log the transactions onto Shopify afterwards to make sure that I'm keeping up with inventory and all of that kind of stuff and noting how much money we're making. But this time around, I got a Shopify card reader, which meant that everything was just going through Shopify and I was able to see every single transaction that was going through. It was popping up on my phone and it was just like amazing to see. So that is how we're processing payments. Also, I was setting like targets throughout the day. So when we got to like 1,000, I was like, oh my gosh, we're on 1,000. We need to get to 2,000. Then we got to 2,000. I was like, oh my gosh, we need to get to 3,000. Then we got to 3,000. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like 7 p.m. We got to 3,000. I was thinking, can we push to 4? We didn't quite get to 4,000, but we were close enough. I had a lot of my friends and family there helping out. Bethel was on the till. She was living her best life being a till girl. She was alongside my sister-in-law, so they were a duo on the till. I was hopping in and out trying to help on the till as well, but my main job was, talking to the customers, everyone. I was just like to them, hey guys, this is my brand. Like literally that was like my line. And I'm not really somebody that's really like chatty. Hard to believe because I've got a YouTube channel, but I'm a little bit of like an introvert. So I was really outside of my comfort zone talking to people. I had to pretend, guys. I was pretending all day like to be like this chatty patty. And sometimes I would like stand there and look at a customer and just be like, okay, approach. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do for your business. I had my cousin on the bar. She was the best bartender I think I've ever come across. She was a great vibe. And then I just had like other family members just there talking to people, telling them about the brand, and obviously I had the DJ in that. So that was pretty much the day. And like I said, we made quite a healthy bit of money, I won't even lie. So if you guys have any other questions about pop-ups and stuff and how to run fun/throw a successful pop-up, because I would say it was a success, feel free to either DM me or drop your comments down there. I'll try my best to answer. And if there's like loads of questions, I will make another video. But guys, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. A little insight, you know, I'm transparent in that. Little insight as to how much we made at my pop-up, what we did, the whole process, the stress and all of that kind of jazz. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in my very next video. Guys, imagine I'm not going to South Africa. I'm not going on holiday. Actually, we might go, but I don't know. And I'm really sad about it. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in my very next video. Love you all. Bye.